That was a wholesome 12 minutes of my time. I never thought I would ever see Papa Bone Daddy, Sufaru, Tiny Evil, and Cosmodes all in just one scene. Are we really having this right now? Like, is this really happening? Because it's such a glorious day. And I feel like anyone that is a fan of these series, like at least one of these series, or even if you're a fan of all of them, you're going to have a hell of a lot of fun watching this first episode. Because as a fan of all 4 series, a man that has actually reviewed all 4 series, I love this first episode. I think that this is probably going to be one of my personal favorites. Probably my favorite of this season, just for the sheer fact of how funny this is probably going to be. Because just looking at the opening song and just the situation with the characters like, you know, Subaru and Ainz looking at each other and then they laugh it off and then they look at each other again and they continue laughing. Just the way that scene looks, it's so hilarious because Subaru as an individual, he is someone that's technically like the weakest guy there. He is legitimately just straight up weak. And because of his weakness, he has just gotten decimated. He's got just torn to the, you know, very roots of his being. And Ainz as an individual, he's a character that's basically the pinnacle. He is so OP, so strong, so smart that you're just like, they're the exact opposites. And Ainz represents death itself, pretty much. And Subaru being right next to him and seeing how they were just laughing and looking away, I'm like, it's very ironic, isn't it? You know, Subaru right next to death, like, that's pretty much his OTP, if we really take a moment to think about it. So, there's a lot of good moments throughout this episode. Like, seeing Tanya just trying to figure out, like, this is all about Being X. Being X is doing this. This is the reason why I'm here. Being X is caused me to be here right now and all these people being in this world right now. I just love how all of these characters' stories really just mesh together and they don't really conflict. The only thing that kind of conflicts is just the setting in general, but besides that, it is a comedy, and I feel like this is more of like a Fate Carnival situation. I feel like it's just mainly meant to be for the fans. Like, if you're a fan of these series, you're just gonna love this. You're just gonna fall in love because it's probably gonna have a lot of meta jokes and just a lot of references to these series and things we wanted to see for a while. Because if there's one thing I do want to see, I want to see Subaru interact with Kazuma. I want to see that. I really want to see those two characters interact, because just with how they are as individuals and how the writers of their respective series are buddies, I'm just so fascinated to see how Kazuma would react with, you know, Subaru. And it's not just that either. I want to see Tanya and Ainz interact. That seems like that would be hella fun, because knowing how Ainz is and how Tanya is, I'm just like, it would make sense, because you gotta remember, Ainz, he loves that type of style that Tanya has. Remember when he made Pandora's Actor and the style of Pandora's Actor? I think many of you might have forgotten that, but he loves Pandora's Actor's design. At least he tries to shy away from it now, but he loved it. And Tanya, technically, her outfit and everything is that design. So I feel like there's going to be references to Pandora's Actor from Ainz with Tanya. I feel like Cosmo's just going to talk to Ainz like, you know, how he's like a god or whatever. You know, I feel like Subaru's going to look at Ainz like, oh man, this man is death itself. Maybe he can, you know, remove my curse, the witch's curse. You know, I feel like Megumin and Emilia are going to have an awesome time together because they're from the same voice actor. I mean, there's just so many things throughout this, you know, series that could happen that's going to be very entertaining. There's just so much potential with this that honestly there could be a season 2. Like, hypothetically, other isekai series that, you know, are very popular potentially could be added to this story. For instance, hypothetically, let's say Slime got added, reincarnated as a slime, that could potentially be added because of, you know, just how this is just a big crossover event. And if they wanted to, if there ever is a season 2, we could have other isekais added in, and then maybe one day we could have a legitimate story based off of this if this is incredibly popular. Now, how cool would that be if we legit got a, like, Recreators anime spin-off of these 4 series, and it was like legitimate anime, like not a short like this, like 12-minute short, which is pretty long for a short, which makes me happy. There is a lot of time, but I would love if this became popular and it actually got like a full-on anime, like, you know, a real serious anime with a true plot or something. That would be pretty cool. But okay, so anyways, besides just fanboying on the first episode, how was it? So It's Chibi style, obviously, and I know the art design might turn some off, because not many like the Chibi design of characters, and if you're not a fan of that type of art style, you're probably not going to like this episode, or the series in general. But if you are a fan of any of these series, like Overlord, Tanya, ReZero, Konosuba, if you're a fan of any of these 4 series, then I really urge you to, at the very least, give the first episode a shot. You will probably fall in love. Now, in terms of the first episode, it is really just giving the spotlight to Konosuba and Overlord's characters. That's really what this first episode focuses on. We do get introduced to Tanya's character, and also, the ReZero's characters. We get them too, but we mainly just get to see Konosuba and Ainz, or Overlord. I don't know why I'm calling the series Ainz, but the point is, though, is that we get to see mainly those characters in the spotlight. All characters are introduced, but it's mainly just those 2 series, and I feel like next episode might focus a little bit more on, let's say, Tanya, and also on ReZero. So, it is something to look forward to. So, yeah, I think in terms of what the series is, it has a lot going for it, has a hell of a lot of potential. I don't think it's going to be anything like too serious. It's mainly just to be there to have a good laugh, a good time, and if you're a fan, you're gonna fall in love. It's a nice little piece of extra stuff. And who knows, maybe, like I said, if this is popular, we might get a legit anime from this. But that's about it. It's a short series. It's 12 minutes, so there's really not much to talk about at the very least with this first episode. So that's about it. But I love you guys. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And I love you guys. Chibi out.